And finally, what could be the end to a 2-year battle between Hillsborough County and ride-sharing services Uber and Lyft. The PTC agreeing on rules for cars and drivers today. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Wendy Ryan.
And I'm Jamison Euler. ABC Action News reporter Kara Mashik has been following this story and live for us tonight in Tampa with what's now on paper and the reason the fight will continue. Kara?
You know, the good news is if you open up your phone right now, you go to the Uber app, you can still request a ride. It's still going to pull up and pick you up right now. The PTC says that the rules that it agreed on today will allow you to keep doing that into the future and safely. Trouble is that Uber and Lyft, those two companies at the center of this debate, aren't ready to play by all the rules the PTC is pushing. And that means its long-term future here could really be up in the air. The Hillsborough PTC is hoping it's finally a step closer to ending a drawn-out duel with Uber and Lyft.
By adopting these today, we are now recognizing a rideshare industry.
New rules spell out how those companies can work in Tampa Bay. There are requirements for the age of vehicles, insurance, inspections, and limitations on price surging. They leave out mandatory fares and wait times. The problem? Fingerprint background checks will stay, which Uber and Lyft both refuse to do.
We think our process measures up well against the competition and involves checks of state, local, federal databases, plus sex offender registry and terrorism watch list.
The PTC says current state law requires it gets driver prints, and it turns out there are other rideshare companies, including Fare, that already do that. Fare moved into Austin, Texas after Uber and Lyft left that city over the same kinds of rules Hillsborough County is now on the verge of enacting.
We've onboarded 8,000 drivers. We're doing thousands of trips a day.
Fare would be willing to play by the rules here, too, but not if Uber and Lyft continue working in Hillsborough County without following the regulations the PTC is pushing.
That's just not a fair playing field for us, and you know we've got a lot of good things going on around the country. A lot of municipalities that are contacting us and trying to do the same exact things.
And one thing seems certain: the debate will continue, and people who rely on ride sharing will do whatever they can to keep Uber and Lyft around. And while it's pretty likely the PTC is going to agree and enact these new rules coming up next month, they've also agreed to keep the door open to negotiations with ongoing lawsuits that are going on between both Uber and Lyft. So really it comes down to it could be a court ruling or even a state legislative action that could get rid of that fingerprint background check requirement. For now, reporting live in Tampa, Kara Mashik, ABC Action News.